What if I told you that muscle loss after 60 is not inevitable, that the slow weakening many people blame on just getting older is in large part modifiable and even reversible through food choices? Today, we're going to talk about sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, why it happens, and, most importantly, which foods have been shown to slow it, stop it, and in some cases, reverse it. And no, this isn't about protein powders, meat-heavy diets, or expensive supplements. It's about whole foods backed by peer-reviewed science. Let's start with the problem. What is sarcopenia, and why does it matter? After the age of 30, most adults lose about 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade. After 60, that rate accelerates dramatically. By age 80, some people have lost up to half of their muscle strength. Why does this matter? Because muscle isn't just about movement or appearance. Muscle is a metabolic organ. It regulates blood sugar, supports immune function, protects bones, prevents falls, and even influences brain health. Loss of muscle increases the risk of frailty and falls, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes, loss of independence, hospitalization, and early mortality. In fact, studies show that muscle strength is a stronger predictor of survival than body weight or BMI. So the question becomes, can food really make a difference? The answer is yes, and the science is surprisingly clear. Why muscle loss accelerates after 60? There are 4 main drivers of muscle loss as we age. Reduced protein synthesis. Aging muscles become less responsive to protein intake, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often fueled by processed foods, saturated fat, and excess animal protein. Oxidative stress. Free radical damage interferes with muscle repair and regeneration. Insulin resistance. When muscles don't respond well to insulin, they don't absorb nutrients efficiently. Here's the key insight. Diet influences all 4 of these mechanisms. So let's talk about the foods that help. 1. Legumes, the muscle preserving powerhouse. Beans, lentils, chickpeas, and peas are among the most underrated muscle protective foods on the planet. Why? Because they provide high-quality plant protein, leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis, fiber, which improves insulin sensitivity, polyphenols, which reduce inflammation. Large population studies consistently show that people who eat more legumes have better muscle strength and slower physical decline with age. In one study of older adults, each additional daily serving of legumes was associated with significantly lower risk of frailty. And unlike animal protein, legumes do not increase inflammatory markers or acid load in the body. Think lentil soup, hummus, bean curries, and chickpea salads, not supplements. 2. Whole grains, fuel for muscle function. Whole grains don't usually get credit for muscle health, but they should. Oats, brown rice, quinoa, barley, and whole wheat provide complex carbohydrates for training and daily movement. Magnesium, essential for muscle contraction. Antioxidants that protect muscle cells. Older adults who consume more whole grains show better grip strength and walking speed. 2. Key predictors of longevity. Why does this matter? Because muscle isn't just built with protein. It requires energy, and underfueling muscles leads to breakdown rather than repair. Whole grains supply that energy without the blood sugar spikes that damage muscle tissue over time. 3. Greens and cruciferous vegetables. Muscle insurance. Spinach, kale, broccoli, arugula, and cabbage do far more than support heart health. These vegetables are rich in nitrates, which improve blood flow to muscles. Vitamin K, linked to muscle function and mobility. Sulforaphane, which may protect against muscle wasting. Studies show that higher intake of green vegetables is associated with greater leg strength and faster walking speed. In older adults, One reason may be improved mitochondrial function, the energy factories inside muscle cells. In simple terms, greens help your muscles work better, longer, and more efficiently. 4. Berries, fighting muscle aging at the cellular level. Muscle aging is, in many ways, oxidative aging. That's where berries come in. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries are loaded with anthocyanins, vitamin C polyphenols that reduce muscle inflammation. In clinical studies, berry consumption has been linked to reduced muscle soreness, improved recovery, better muscle function in older adults. Some research even suggests berries may help reactivate satellite cells, which are involved in muscle repair. In other words, berries don't just protect muscle, they help it regenerate. 5. Soy foods. A complete protein advantage. Soybeans, tofu, tempeh, and edamame are unique among plant foods because they provide all essential amino acids. Multiple studies show that soy protein stimulates muscle protein synthesis comparably to animal protein. Soy intake does not raise inflammation markers. Soy improves cholesterol and insulin sensitivity simultaneously in older adults. Replacing animal protein with soy protein has been shown to preserve lean body mass while improving overall metabolic health. This makes soy a powerful ally for aging muscles, without the downsides of meat. 6. Nuts and seeds. Small foods, big impact. Almonds, walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds, and pumpkin seeds provide healthy fats that reduce inflammation, magnesium and zinc for muscle function, plant protein and antioxidants. Higher nut consumption is associated with greater muscle mass and better physical performance in older populations. Just a small daily handful can make a measurable difference over time. What about animal protein? You might be wondering, don't we need meat to maintain muscle after 60? While animal protein can stimulate muscle growth, it often comes with trade-offs. Increased inflammation, higher acid load, greater risk of insulin resistance. Studies increasingly show that total protein intake matters, but protein source matters too. Plant-based diets rich in whole foods appear to support muscle health without accelerating chronic disease, which ultimately preserves mobility and strength longer. Food alone isn't enough, but it's foundational. Let's be clear. Food works best in combination with resistance exercise, even light strength training or bodyweight movements. But without proper nutrition, exercise results are limited. Think of food as the raw material and movement as the signal. You need both. The takeaway: muscle loss after 60 is not a sentence. It's a signal. A signal that the body needs more nutrient-dense calories, anti-inflammatory foods, adequate plant protein, consistent movement. The evidence suggests that diets centered around legumes, whole grains, vegetables, berries, soy, nuts, and seeds don't just slow muscle loss. They help preserve independence, strength, and quality of life. Aging is inevitable. Weakness is not. Muscle loss is often blamed entirely on aging, but the truth is more uncomfortable and more hopeful. While it's true that muscles naturally become less responsive to growth signals as we get older, aging itself is only part of the story. What accelerates muscle decline far more aggressively is what we eat every day. Highly processed foods, refined sugars, excess saturated fat, and low-fiber diets create an internal environment that actively breaks muscle down faster than the body can repair it. Processed foods drive chronic low-grade inflammation a silent condition that interferes with muscle protein synthesis. Inflammatory signals tell the body to conserve energy and dismantle tissue, including muscle, rather than rebuild it. Over time, this inflammation reduces strength, slows recovery, and increases fatigue. even in people who appear to be eating enough calories or protein. Poor nutrition also worsens insulin resistance, a major contributor to muscle loss after 60. Muscles are the primary destination for glucose and amino acids, but when insulin signaling is impaired, muscles can't absorb nutrients efficiently. Instead of fueling muscle repair, nutrients remain in the bloodstream, contributing to fat gain while muscles continue to shrink. Another overlooked factor is oxidative stress. Processed foods are low in antioxidants and high in compounds that generate free radicals. These free radicals damage mitochondria inside muscle cells, reducing their ability to produce energy. Weak, energy-starved muscles fatigue faster and recover more slowly, accelerating functional decline. In contrast, diets rich in whole, plant-based foods reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and protect muscle cells from oxidative damage. Aging may lower the ceiling for muscle growth, but nutrition determines how fast we fall. In many cases, muscle loss blamed on old age is actually the cumulative effect of years of poor dietary signals, and changing those signals can slow, stop, and even partially reverse the damage. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at turning protein into muscle, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. This means older muscles require clearer, stronger nutritional signals to trigger growth and repair. Beans, lentils, tofu, and tempeh provide exactly that, without the inflammatory baggage that often comes with animal-based proteins. These foods deliver a steady supply of essential amino acids in a form the aging body can actually use. Legumes and soy foods are rich in leucine. The key amino acid responsible for activating muscle protein synthesis. While animal products are often praised for leucine content, research shows that when total protein intake is adequate, plant sources, especially soy, stimulate muscle-building pathways effectively in older adults. More importantly, they do so while improving insulin sensitivity, allowing muscles to absorb and utilize those amino acids more efficiently. Another advantage is digestive pacing. Plant proteins are absorbed more gradually than animal proteins, providing a sustained release of amino acids over time. This extended availability may be particularly beneficial for aging muscles that struggle with short, sharp spikes of protein. Instead of overwhelming the system, legumes create a metabolic environment that favors repair rather than breakdown. Beans and lentils also come packaged with fiber and polyphenols compounds that reduce inflammation and support gut health. A healthier gut microbiome enhances amino acid absorption and lowers systemic inflammation, both critical for preserving muscle after 60. Tempeh, being fermented, adds an additional benefit by improving protein digestibility and mineral absorption. In short, these foods don't just supply protein. They improve the body's ability to respond to it. By combining muscle-building amino acids with anti-inflammatory and insulin-sensitizing properties, beans, lentils, tofu, and tempeh offer aging muscles the tools they need to rebuild efficiently, safely, and sustainably. One of the most overlooked drivers of muscle loss with aging is reduced blood flow and cellular efficiency. As we get older, blood vessels become stiffer, circulation declines, and muscles receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients exactly when they need them most. This is where antioxidants and naturally occurring nitrates, found abundantly in leafy greens, beets, and colorful fruits, play a critical role in preserving muscle function. Dietary nitrates are converted in the body into nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. Better blood flow means more oxygen, glucose, and amino acids are delivered to working muscles, enhancing both performance and recovery. In older adults, increased nitric oxide availability has been linked to improved walking speed, grip strength, and endurance, key indicators of muscle efficiency and independence. Antioxidants work at a deeper, cellular level. Aging muscles accumulate oxidative damage from free radicals, which impair mitochondria, the energy-producing structures inside muscle cells. When mitochondria are damaged, muscles fatigue faster and recover more slowly, accelerating weakness over time. Antioxidants such as vitamin C, carotenoids, flavonoids, and polyphenols help neutralize these free radicals, protecting muscle fibers from ongoing damage. Research consistently shows that older adults with higher intakes of antioxidant-rich foods experience less muscle inflammation, better strength, and improved physical performance. Importantly, these benefits do not come from supplements, which often fail to replicate the complex interactions found in whole foods. Instead, they come from diets rich in spinach, arugula, kale, berries, and other deeply pigmented plants. By improving circulation, protecting mitochondria, and reducing inflammation, antioxidants and nitrates make muscles more efficient, allowing aging muscle tissue to do more with less. This efficiency is crucial after 60, when the goal shifts from building massive muscle to preserving strength, mobility, and resilience for everyday life. Much of the conversation around muscle loss after 60 focuses narrowly on protein, but muscle tissue cannot grow or even be maintained without adequate energy. Protein provides the building blocks, but energy determines whether the body uses those blocks to build muscle or burns them for fuel. When energy intake is too low or poorly timed, the body breaks muscle down, regardless of how much protein is consumed. Aging muscles are especially sensitive to energy deficits. When calories are insufficient, the body prioritizes survival over repair, shifting into a catabolic state where muscle protein is broken down to meet basic energy needs. This is why many older adults who eat light or skip meals experience progressive weakness despite seemingly adequate protein intake. Whole food sources of carbohydrates, such as whole grains, fruits, starchy vegetables, and legumes, play a crucial role here. These foods replenish muscle glycogen the stored form of glucose that powers movement and resistance exercise. Without glycogen, workouts feel harder, recovery is slower, and muscle building signals are blunted. Energy intake also affects hormonal balance Chronic underfueling raises cortisol, a stress hormone that accelerates muscle breakdown, while lowering insulin and IGF-1 signaling needed for muscle repair. By contrast, balanced meals that include complex carbohydrates improve insulin sensitivity, helping muscles absorb both glucose and amino acids more efficiently. Importantly, energy-dense whole foods do not have the same negative effects as refined carbohydrates. Whole grains and fiber-rich plant foods provide steady energy without blood sugar spikes, reducing inflammation and supporting long-term muscle health. After 60, maintaining muscle isn't about overeating or chasing calories. It's about fueling consistently and intelligently. When muscles receive enough energy from high-quality foods, protein can finally do its job, repairing tissue, preserving strength, and supporting mobility for years to come. Muscle is not built by food alone, no matter how perfect the diet may be. Nutrition provides the raw materials, amino acids, energy, vitamins, and minerals. But without a clear biological signal, the body has no reason to direct those resources toward muscle repair. That signal comes from resistance exercise even in very small doses. After 60, this partnership between food and movement becomes absolutely essential. When muscles are challenged through resistance, whether with bodyweight movements, resistance bands, light dumbbells, or even slow, controlled chair exercises, the body activates pathways that tell muscle cells to grow stronger. One of the most important is the mTOR pathway, which regulates muscle protein synthesis. Protein alone only weakly stimulates this pathway in older adults, but resistance exercise dramatically amplifies the signal, making nutrients far more effective. Without resistance exercise, much of the protein consumed is simply oxidized for energy or excreted, rather than incorporated into muscle tissue. This is why studies consistently show that protein supplementation without exercise has little effect on strength or muscle mass in older adults. The body needs a reason to rebuild, and mechanical load provides that reason. The good news is that the threshold for benefit is surprisingly low. Research shows that even 2 to 3 short resistance sessions per week can significantly improve strength, balance, and muscle quality in people well into their 70s and 80s. When paired with whole food nutrition, the results are even stronger: better recovery, less soreness, and greater functional gains. Food sets the stage by reducing inflammation and supplying building blocks. Resistance exercise directs those resources exactly where they're needed. Together, they shift the body out of a slow decline and into a state of maintenance, or even renewal. After 60, strength isn't about pushing harder, it's about sending the right signals consistently.